Welcome, hunters. DAKY Whitetails, another episode of Chasing a Dream. Now, in this video, it's kind of gonna bounce around a little bit. It's gonna have kind of no rhyme or reason, just sort of hunting through my eyes and some of the experiences I've been through. The people I met. Even what I do to try to keep myself prepared as far as hunting. It's keeping myself in shape. Uh, I've lost some weight, and it all kind of revolves around hunting because where I hunt in Kentucky with a friend of mine, this guy Dink, that I've mentioned him before. Uh, I hunt the northern part of Kentucky, and it's really, really hilly. So the better shape I'm in, I figured the better hunting I can do. It's even with my shooting. Uh, I try to keep myself in shape to so when I shoot my bow, I'm more steady. And I think it pays dividends because my shooting's pretty good. If you follow me on Facebook on Alan Bergen, you'll see I kind of always put these little videos on or just pictures of every time I shoot because I like to shoot at least every weekend. And I shoot down there in Spring Creek Park, which is towards Tomball off of Browns Road. And if anybody's down there, if they want to shoot, like I said, I like to shoot every weekend. And sometimes I'll go after work because I work for this company, Champion Rentals. Quick shout out to them. If you're looking to rent anything, you need a piece of equipment or, something to rent. Like I said, this company I work for is really good. I'm not just saying it because I work there. But if you're looking to rent, if you come down there, ask, for me, Alan Bergen, if you want to talk a little bit of hunting while I'm there, because I drive for them. Well, enough of that. Well, anyway, like I said, I shoot down there at this park, and that's what's so cool to me about bow hunting in general. Because I used to gun hunt years ago, and I kind of got out of it. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was just I wanted more of a challenge, and that's where archery came in. I've been doing it since I guess I was 14, real serious, about 15 years old, when I really could get into it. I hunted with a recurve for a while, then I stepped up to a compound. I lived in New Jersey. There was this A&M Archery where I bought my first bow from in Lakewood, New Jersey. Anybody that knows me probably knows that at archery. What I hear, it's still there. Uh, but that's kind of where I started, and then it just was like an addiction. It's just, I guess, like golf, it just took off. And the cool part about it is the people I've met, uh, even to this day. I started in New Jersey. I live here in North Houston. Uh, and I meet a lot of people down here, and it's like, it's so different. Where I started in New Jersey to Texas right here, the styles they hunt, but I enjoy it all, and that's what's cool. I get to hear, the people down here that I run into, I get to hear their stories, and I just absorb it all like a sponge. I still have friends in New Jersey that I keep in contact with, and it just means the world to me. Like I said, even as far as my health, I'm on this kind of like a keto diet. If anybody's familiar with it, it's like a modified Atkins diet, and it works for me. Even if you're interested in that, kind of contact me. I lost 30 pounds. I've never felt better. All my joints feel really good because it's supposed to be real good for inflammation and everything else. Like I said, if you want to know more about it, just post me a comment, and and I'll try to get back to you. I got guys at work that are interested in it, to keep asking me about it. So that's pretty cool. Uh, like I said, everything, even my equipment. If you're new into archery and you want to know more about it, or you need some help, like I said, post me a comment. If you live around here, like I said, in Houston, you want to meet me at this range, I'll be more than glad to help you because I'm the type of person that I just love getting involved. I guess I'm kind of like a typical Yankee. I just love to butt in, and but I'm sure I can help. And if I can't help, I'll find, if you got a question, I'll find out about it. And like I said, we can just make this thing go on and on. But I mean, it's even with my archery, which I think is so cool with the, and I've mentioned him before, my buddy Dink in Kentucky. You know, I've been better part of 30 years hunting with him. Uh, I bought a friend of mine. I got him involved. A guy that lives in South Carolina. He's been going out there. This guy John, another great guy, and that's what I think is so cool with archery or hunting in general. It's I think we miss out. We miss out on the getting other people involved. And I mean, it's so easy to get like, you see a big deer, you don't want nobody else to get it. And that's what's so special. And I just want to bring him up. The so special about this buddy of mine in Kentucky, and I've mentioned him before, his name is Dink. And when I say like old school hunting, I don't mean old school like the equipment is old, or what we do is old, because it's really not. I mean, all of us have equipment that's as up to date as we can afford. I mean, I shoot a Hoyt Charger. He shoots a Matthews. Probably each one of us. They're a little bit older because we found if it works, don't fix it. And I guess that's what we live by. And there's four of us really in this group that's really special. It's my buddy Dink, my buddy Harry, his Dink's brother Joe, and I. It's the four of us. And what makes it really cool is the style hunting that we do. And it's not for everybody. I mean, the numbers mean nothing. As far as numbers, I mean size of the deer. Because each one of us has got really good deer. Dink and Joe, Dink's brother Joe, he's real particular at what he kills. If he said he shot something, let me tell you something. You're looking for a big deer. Dink, he's another one. He lives out there. That's my buddy that lives in Kentucky. His name is Dink, and he's another one. But will he shoot an average deer? Yes, because it's really not about the numbers or the size. It's what we determine, each one of us, what we feel like going after that day. I mean, if you're in your tree, that's what the part of Kentucky that I really like too. There's no antler restrictions or nothing. I mean, what's is cool now is they got like, I mean, you could kill a bunch of does. I mean, they kind of went to an unlimited does with the right amount of tags. Uh, so does you can get. It's still $1, and that's. I mean, I'll get to that in a little bit as far as you know with the quality deer management. But that's what I like about Kentucky, and where I hunt in Texas, they got this 13 and a half inch spread. Uh, you're allowed $1 at, over 13, 13 and a half inches or wider, an unbranched antler, if somebody that's watching this, I'm sure they're familiar with everything that has to do with Texas as far as the regulations. And that's the part of hunting which I don't like. I mean, who's going to tell me what to shoot and what not to shoot? I mean, if I'm only a weekend warrior or I have a very limited amount of time to hunt here and something steps out, the state or the regulations tell me what I can shoot. But that's another video. As far as, like I said, I want to kind of stick with my buddies and what I love about hunting. And that's why I like Kentucky when I go out there, because I determine what I want to shoot. If I get out there, and of course, in the beginning, I'm trying for a good one. I mean, they got plenty of good ones. And that's what I do. But as the time winds down, I mean, the size or everything I need, that what I want to go after, yeah, it starts getting smaller too. And that's the cool part about it, because I do not plan on taking my tag home. There's plenty of deer out there, and that's how I look at it. I mean, why not take a deer? I mean, I am only helping the herd. If it's a small one, guess what? Then that means I'm out of the woods. If I shoot a smaller buck, that means I'm done. And if the guy on the next property or my buddies that hunt on this land, if they're after a bigger deer, it's still there. And that's how kind of how I look at it. I mean, but there's no reason. There's plenty of people that want it. I mean, even though I can't bring it home, sometimes I'll freeze some, send it home, but if I don't, there's plenty of people that want it. So if I shoot an average buck, and of course, you can see one behind me right there, that deer that's up, over my over my right shoulder. I'm sorry. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I get if that's what I'm gonna get, and I'm happy with it, and that's the part of hunting that's I guess some people don't understand, and new hunters coming out, excuse me, don't understand. If I got to explain why I shoot the deer I shot, then it's to me it's it gets lost because I shoot what I want to shoot because I'm a hunter. I'm a bow hunter, and that's why I love bow hunting. And the friends, that's why this guy Dink that I hunt with in Kentucky, he's the same way. There's no explanation. It's just because we're hunters, and that it's inside. And and when I tell people about we're old school, even my buddy John, and I'm not putting him down. He's a super great guy. I mean, you talk about a good hunter, you talk about a good shot. Yeah. But he's got a different way of looking at it. He is looking for a certain deer. He is what I classify as a trophy hunter, and he's good at it. And he's another one. If he pulls the trigger on a deer and he asks you to help him find a deer, I love it, and I help him do it. He killed a really, really nice 9-pointer last year. And the coolest part about it, because because I was helping him look for his deer, I was looking for a good one. I mean, if it was me and I told him I shot a deer, it was an all right. If he asked me, what am I looking for? Not that it matters because he'd look just as hard if I was looking for a booner. But he knows it can be an all right deer because Alan shot it, Dink shot it, Harry shot it, and that's where we're at because and I classify ourselves as deer hunters. But that's what I'm talking about with even these new hunters coming out. It kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it because, I mean, I'll get on Facebook sometimes and I'll see these kids that are 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and they got deer that I dream of. But what do they do for an encore? I mean, it's almost like, I'd be embarrassed to show them what I killed. And I even see these videos, and when they get on it, and a guy shoots a deer and it's an all right deer, he's got to explain himself. I mean, what are you explaining? I mean, you shot it, it's dead, there's nothing you could do about it. Uh, so, excuse me. So, what's there to explain? You're hunting. That's the excitement of it. That's what I enjoy. I watched the video not too long ago, Michael Waddell. He was sitting in his house and he was talking about deer hunting. And I'll tell you this, I mean, there's one guy out there that I really respect is that gentleman right there. Because I think no matter what, he still gets it. He knows what it's all about, and it's like, man, pretty cool. He was explaining about the guys working, the limited amount of time that they have, and when they see these videos, they talk about these flags. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. This video, it's gonna kind of bounce around. He's telling people about these different bows and everything else, like, man, you're talking about the working class guy out there. You're not talking, especially here where I live in Texas, there's a lot of high fence. It's real easy to talk about giant deer, because let me tell you something, if you don't kill it, nobody else is. A lot of these uh, videos I see or vlogs I see, it's real. It's real easy to talk about quality deer management. I'll see these things with Ted Nugent. He's here in Waco, Texas, and he's talking about, he talks a good story. And, I'm not going to get into him, but he talks a good story. You're talking about a high fenced area, and the only people in it is either him, his family, or the people he determines goes in that piece of property. And that's, to me, is real easy when you do that. But when you get to the real hunter, and that's where I think my buddy Dink, Joe, and Harry, and that's why I put them on a pedestal, because that's what it's all about. It's true. It's real. The land we hunt, yes. I mean, we have a lot of land that we hunt, and really the only people on it are us four. But it don't take much for that deer to step over that barbed wire fence. And even my buddy Dink, what's really cool about him and special about him, he takes people. And I'm trying to do it myself. I got a buddy of mine in New Jersey, this guy Frank. I'm trying to do a turkey hunt, but I mean, I only have a short amount of time as far as vacation. I mean, somebody seeing this thing, want to do a turkey hunt, I'd love to take you. I mean, what sucks with me is I only get a certain amount of vacation, and so I need people to help. But that's going up another road. So let me go back to, like I said, with the guys I hunt with, and that's why it's so special, because they don't care. If I come out and I say I shot a deer, it's not that they're looking any more or any less for the deer that I'm after, because they know it can be from a 100 class, and I hate these numbers, to a 140, 150, 160 class. But that's what's special about these guys. It doesn't really matter. And that's where I think we're losing it, as far as us bow hunters. It's that number, When the number came out, when they started scoring deer, it was pretty cool in the beginning. They started scoring deer, so people were like, okay, kind of giving you a ballpark figure on what you're going to see or what the guy shot. But now it's almost kind of what you expect. If you tell some, like I said, when I watch these videos, when you tell somebody, when the hunter walks up to the deer and it's not a booner, he's got to explain himself. It's almost like he's saying he's sorry. Why are they saying he's sorry? I don't understand it. It's dead. It was a good hunt. It was an exciting hunt. I mean, it's almost like every time the batter gets up, he's got to hit a home run. I mean, there's some exciting singles. And that's where, I use sports as my analogies. But that's what I mean. I think we're stepping away from this as far as bow hunters. It's like we're losing really what it's all about. And that's what I think is so cool as far as myself. I try to keep it. I try to keep it into perspective. I mean, just when I talk to people, it doesn't have to be a giant deer. It doesn't have to be, I mean, where he was like, like what the heck? What? It was just a good story. That's what I like to tell them. Like, just tell me what happened. I mean, how it came about and everything else. And it's really neat because when people open up, tell you their stories, or I tell them my stories, we're both bright-eyed. And that's what I think, what I hope hunting kind of gets back to. It's get away from the numbers game, get back to, just how it happened, and the excitement with it, and sharing it with people, because that's what I try to do, and that's what I want to do. I almost feel like, sometimes I feel like I'm, like I hear guys on these big time hunts that are like, man, I'd love it and love it. But I do have something special, and that's a buddy of mine in Kentucky. I got a lot of land that I hunt. He he opens everything up to me, and so I'm not. And what's funny with him, he considers himself the richest man in the world. And really, all he has is just good hunting land. He takes care of this basically 1,000 acre farm, which I'm allowed to hunt. And we have other land there that we're allowed to hunt. And so I got plenty of land I'm access to. But so maybe I'm the second luckiest man or the richest man in the world. But that's what I think we should share with other people. And like I said, I got a buddy of mine in New Jersey, this guy Frank. I probably haven't seen this guy in 15 years. There's a couple of them there. This guy Frank and this guy Alan, and who's a friend of his. And they know me basically, we grew, through high school and stuff like that. But they basically know me through hunting. And that's what I feel is so special, which makes hunting special, especially bow hunting. You know what I mean? I know there's gun hunters out there that are saying the same thing, and that's pretty cool because I'm sure. I mean, and like I said it before, I love gun hunting too, but I just chose to go basically just to bow hunting, and like I said, somebody watching this, if they like what they see, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and so I can keep this thing going. And I'm trying, trust me, I am trying my best to get out there into Kentucky, which opens next week. Their turkey season, but I will be out there bow season, and I'm going to continue my vlogs with that, and I'm going to try to, when I go to this Spring Creek, I'm going to try to do some vlogs or videos when I'm there. The only hard part that I find out, because I was going to try to do one, this is Sunday, I was going to try to do one this afternoon or this morning, but just as I set everything up, somebody showed up, and it kind of put the damper on it. So with that, I enjoy you watching. I'll do my best to put some more of these videos out, and just keep it up. Okay, good luck, hunters, and talk to you later.